I just paused it.
Thank you, Robert. You got it just in time.
Wow.
Thanks, guys. Let's go.
I'm supposed to get 1 second before, so the volume doesn't go up.
Do you think you could afford it? Just 6, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember. I would imagine it.
He's so handsome on the screen, dancing around with his headphones on.
No, shit. All his veins were collapsed, and he had done 2 things.
Looks like everybody's back at the table, and we're getting back started with game number 10, part number 3, Chase the Bracelet, season number 4. Dealt by Train, and we'll send you off to the commentator booth.
Welcome back. I'll give you the chip counts here. We've got Chris playing for Max at 22,800. Rob at 15,300. Corey at 10,800. And Dan right where he was at the last break at 4,900.
Blinds are 400, 800.
Dan doing his best Paul Moskowitz impression.
I will say one thing, though. I feel like Chris is going to be a little bit better at closing out the tournament with his chip stack than most of the people.
Absolutely.
He's going to know how to use it.
I mean, I think it's fun to sub for someone, and
I just want to shout out to all my fans.
look at this.
Oh, wow.
Look at this. MVP.
And Bobby can even hear now.
I am now official.
No, but yeah, back to Chris though. He's fearless. You know, he will make raises that other people might be a little timid to do. And with these remaining players, that could be very vital.
Well, he's talked
Suited
all
Dan
year
all in.
too about how
And he's getting it called by
4,900.
pocket eights. Looks like.
but he's talked all year about
Chris Ward all
how
in.
tight everybody's been playing shorthanded.
Ace Jack.
Let's see if Dan wins
Versus
another
eights.
flip.
Classic race here.
Good luck, Max.
My favorite slogan of all time.
It's oh so classic.
Let's see who's got the running shoes on.
I'm not going to lie, I'm hoping that Dan does not hit.
So far, so not so good for Dan. Deuce for.
Oh,
There you go.
that's a queen. And
dice.
Dan's
And Dan
out.
is out.
He left you over.
I told Dan to ship before we came in here, and he disagreed with me.
I think Dan just pooped himself when he stood up.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure.
Making a beeline for
Let
that.
Chris know what he thought about him.
It's like, I'm not a farmer, but I'll crop dust with the best of them.
We'll see what happens with Dan, He's been nervous the whole tournament, and he just lets it all out when the playing is over. So.
Got the sound bite, that's for sure.
Tony has added smell-o-vision, so we're using that now. Every time somebody gets knocked out, there's going to be the sound. But here's Dan.
Corey all in.
We got Sue Dan sitting in with us to discuss his play of the evening.
I have nothing to say.
Then why are you in here?
So Dan, it looked like you were playing a strategy of last, survive, accumulate points, trying to distance yourself to that first place.
Well, no,
Title
he's holding
you
a
have so
fart
far.
in.
I was holding that fart in for like an hour.
Corey Dack
We were
first.
just on break, Dan.
He was waiting for that moment.
We're going to take a break from poker talk to go straight to fecal matter.
Well, anyway, was that your strategy?
Yeah, I was playing tighter than normal.
Oh, the comments from the peanut gallery.
I locked it down to Moskowitz about when we were five-handed.
Corey raises to 1,700.
I mean,
Jammed when I had the best hands.
there's only so many times you can get aces against ace jack.
Yep.
Takes it down.
Corey raises and everyone folds.
Those are awesome.
Button on Chris. Chris stacked first.
Obviously, I'm banking on Corey to go out next.
Yeah. Dan's
So we
rooting
can tie.
against Corey in his leather jacket, which may or may not contain a switchblade.
So if Corey goes out next, then you guys are tied.
If Corey goes out next, then we're tied. But my whole strategy was, when I exited the table, was actually make Corey pass out.
Chris raises to 2,400.
Rob with ace-5 here. Chris raises a button. Let's see what Rob does here with ace-5. He lets it go. Good fold.
Wanted to leave Corey
Takes it
with a
down.
craft and steamer.
Do you guys think Max will watch this the next couple of days and be like, man,
I'm not sure if he watches.
I had the best seat ever. I couldn't show up.
I think he would have played half those hands a lot differently.
I think he maybe would have bet the quad eights.
Yeah, I don't think he would have gotten as many chips as Chris got out of those quad eights.
I always lead out with quads. No one ever believes me.
I've done it in a cash game before out at Rivers to the same guy
Chris gets
twice
one.
in like a half hour. He paid me off both times.
Quads are fun, you know. Yeah.
I just play this game so I can spend more time with Train.
Thanks, Dan.
Action on Corey.
Train thinks the opposite of Dan. He says, I'm so glad he's out.
Corey with the button and a 10-7 suited.
Yeah, but I plan on waiting in the back of his car when he gets off work.
Oh.
Chris with the jack-4.
With that little Vietnamese child that you have back there as well.
Robert checks his option.
All right, Dan's done with his commentary. He's going to send it back to the pros.
He's going to run before the police get here.
Robert bets 2,300. Chris folds.
Dan left us with a present.
Nice bet by Rob.
See, for players that people that are watching at home, this is where you can really accumulate chips because you see that people aren't getting hands nearly as
Button
often
on
as
Chris.
you would
Chris sacks
assume
first.
they would. So pure aggression is the exact key.
It almost gets to whoever wants it is going to take the pot down.
This is where we think Chris will really open it up and punish the other players.
Corey with ace-9.
This can get
Chris
interesting.
with ace-3. This could be interesting.
See if
It's definitely.
Chris calls 800.
Just
Oh.
a call on the button.
That's really that's not what I thought was going to happen.
no.
Unless he's inducing.
Robert calls 800.
Wow.
No, if Corey doesn't raise here, I'll be amazed.
He just did a weird hand flicker there. You can see his feet moving under his chair. He's contemplating something.
I think he's doing the math. He's using his feet to tap it out.
All in.
Corey,
That's
all
nice.
in.
I like
Good
that.
Good move.
Chris folds.
I like
Robert
that.
folds.
Rob's always holding that position, unless, like you said, unless Chris is trying to induce there with.
I'm kind of surprised of the
Robert-
call
Robert
from
checks
Rob
first.
pre-flop. I mean, I know it's only, it's only your
10 minutes,
small
30
blind you're
seconds
calling
left
in, but
blinds.
He does that a lot.
it's just what do you expect to happen?
You
when
have
it's-
to,
Right.
you have to think that
Oops, sorry.
Corey is checking behind so often to make that limit profitable.
Yeah, he comes in with hands in the small blind.
I mean, I guess I can see his reasoning, but you're going to just.
Raised to
I don't know.
3,500 by
I
Robert.
feel like you're going to get in a lot of trouble doing that,
I think you're going to lose more chips than you're going to win. Is my
or at least you'll lose one bet because if a 4 would have flopped
Takes
and
it
then
down.
something else, he may have
right.
bet out even.
You just turn into playing a slot machine. You're just hoping to flop gin and get paid off, which
Right.
just isn't happening
With
often.
especially with that hand. I mean,
Yep.
what's going to pay you off? If
You would have to
if you
have-
do flop 2 4s.
Exactly. You would have to have a Jack 4 flop come up, like Jack 4 ace
Yeah.
or something like, which is like such a random, perfect scenario for you.
I just say these guys just raise every button.
I mean, definitely, especially.
Not
I mean,
a lot. Just
Corey all in.
attaboy.
There
Just
you go.
double it or stuff it. Your opponents just can't call. They're never calling wide enough.
See, with that
Sit
though,
down.
see what's his stack compared to the blinds? Because I don't know if I like a shove. I mean, you're shoving with
He's
king
gotta be
deuce.
over
You're only
11.
going to get
He's got
called.
to be over 11 or 12.
You're only going to get called by hands that beat you. I mean, if
He's got about
Rob's
12.
got about 15, and then Chris has the rest. About
mean,
Action on
it
Chris.
works good till you run into a hand.
What are the blinds?
4 and 8.
4-8. Yeah, I mean, I guess he.
I say roll with it. I say roll with it until you hit that big hand. Run into it.
You
At
could,
that
I mean-
point,
Chris Ward only.
you might steal so often that you don't have to do that anymore.
I mean, that's true, but also on the other side of that, I mean, he has enough to be able to raise and fold.
Takes it
You
down.
know, you can risk
Buttons,
less.
Robert.
Yeah. Well,
Me-
But do you want to do that though?
that's
'Cause
the
you-
same scenario right there. He just shipped it on the button with his 4.
I mean, I wouldn't call Chris and Rob stations, but I think they might call a min bet preflop so often that
Yeah, I
maybe,
guess that's
maybe
right.
shoving might just work out better.
I mean, it's not. It's pretty close. I mean, with that stack, you don't have to, but
Let's see how
that's
this
thinking
goes.
if there's more people. I mean, you're three-handed now. I mean, your king's ahead a lot of range.
Let's see,
Raised to 3,600 by
let's
Robert.
see what Chris does here.
I mean, he definitely can't call. He has to shove.
Chris Ward
yeah.
announces all in.
That's-
That's correct play.
Yep.
Robert calls.
So here we go. Classic. No, I'm kidding.
Ace King 10. Good night. Sleep tight.
Ace King 10. That's what you're hoping.
That's just gonna happen.
You feel it?
I'm not hopping. I'm not. I mean,
Yeah, you're not biased towards anybody.
and
That's part of it.
we're spelunking. Wait for it.
That was the worst.
Oh, Queen of the River been hilarious. Okay, we got a new chip leader then.
New chip leader.
Corey can't seem to have a proper temperature.
See, now, do you think that here's the question, do you think if he would have just, instead of making it 36, would have open jammed,
7 minutes,
He
6
would've got a
seconds
call
left
from
on the
that?
blinds. Blinds are 400, 800.
No,
Queen Jack would have folded?
I forgot. People can't hear my head shaking no.
Yeah.
No,
Those of us sitting next to you.
if he open jams with the Ace 5, I don't think Queen Jack can call.
So in hindsight, like what we were just talking about,
Corey
I think that
back
might
first.
be better than to shove
I
because
think Queen Jack is just barely not good enough.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. So shoving from the button with those stacks, I think, is better because you definitely don't really want that scenario.
Chris
He
Ward
wants to
all
just
in.
raise and take the blinds.
Robert folds.
Very confused there. I have a feeling we're going to see quite a few all-ins here.
Yeah, I mean, Chris is probably pretty short now.
Chris adds a different dynamic though. Everyone's been used to playing max all season. You
Yeah.
throw Chris in there, and now they're three-handed.
Well, I
No
don't
one's
think
used
Chris
to it.
would ever fold a straight with outs to a straight flush draw. That's for sure.
Dude, I almost closed my computer when I saw that.
I was having
Robert
a heart
announces
attack
raise.
back here.
Yeah.
Corey folds.
I mean, when he was tanking,
I thought we were
I
calling. I thought the table restrained themselves pretty well
yeah.
after they saw his hand. I was like, wow, everyone's gonna lose it, and everyone's like, okay.
I flipped. I was like,
Button is on Robert.
if I was at home, I would have definitely hit Control Delete a couple times. All right, so
Chris with King 10 here.
he's for sure gonna jam, depending on. I mean, no matter what, I think even if Corey raises,
He's getting a walk every day of the week.
Chris gets a
definitely.
walk.
Corey can never raise there. He can only jam.
Exactly.
Wish he could
Corey.
jam, but I don't know. I don't think it's a good jam
No, I don't.
unless you have a hand.
I have seen this much from him. If it's somebody he thinks he can take an advantage of, he's raising that 9-5
Oh, yeah.
there.
Well, like
Remind you
the other
what-
time I was watching him play, he was like, it seemed like every time Paul was in the big blind, he was jamming like crazy
Yeah,
hands. Like, I
exactly.
think one time it was
Corey
like Jack
Young.
3.
We're gonna have a three-outer situation here.
Yep, definitely.
Call by Robert.
I guess this is the spot we just talked about. This is where you run in when you're jamming your
Ace
button every
three.
Yeah,
time.
the buttons.
Three.
Exactly. This is where I'm saying a min range you can get away.
But not. I mean, his chip stack didn't allow it. But I mean, if they were all 20 bigs deep, and I'd like a raise there, but
Yeah.
Jack something. Okay.
There's chop outs.
Wow. The cat came back the very next day.
That's where Rob usually sucks out on somebody there for the job.
He's like, "Who wants Asian? I got chopsticks. Let's do this."
You're not allowed to exit like Suzanne does.
They just said you're not allowed
They
to.
made a new rule. No more leaving the table like that.
Button on Chris.
Oh man. I mean, you can always get a chuckle out of a fart. Just it's never, you know.
It's funny in any language.
Robert then asks a raise.
You say the word fart and I'm already giggling.
39.
That's gonna be your name.
39 total.
I blame my father.
3,100 for Corey to call.
This is kind of close.
Ooh, it was so close.
That was really
I
close.
was surprised you didn't think about it a little bit longer.
Yeah, I know. That was kind of a quick fold.
But at the same time, is he raising that light ever there? Like, the guy that's so content on limping small blinds. I don't
he's always completing and then he raises.
I
Yeah.
think he's raising all
That's true.
premiums. I mean, Queen 9 doesn't stack up that poorly against a random hand, but...
Action on Robert.
Let's see if I get another walk here.
I don't know. I mean, he could do something frisky. I mean, he's small versus big. I mean,
He'll get called if he does.
oh yeah, I mean for sure.
Just that motion of holding your chips or your cards up like that, like, obviously, like, you're never strong.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually a tell I've heard about.
And Chris was eyeing him down pretty good there.
When you stare at your cards, the longer you stare at them, usually the weaker your hand
Because you're
is.
just hoping they'd change.
That's exactly why I stare at them.
That's why I shuffle them. You know, maybe the next time I look at them, they'll be different.
No, they say that though if you stare at your card, because like a lot of times if you look down at a monster like pocket aces, you like look at them real quick and then put them down because you want to like hide them. You don't want to show it. You don't want people to.
And plus, you want to look at the rest of the table.
Yeah. Here we go.
I
This is
think-
a perfect
yeah,
shove
here we go.
spot.
Max is going to get it in, and
Corey all in.
Chris.
oh, I'm sorry, Corey's going to get it all
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
And
Wow!
Big,
What a
huge
fold.
fold, huge fold.
That is magnificent.
I can't believe that.
He didn't even think.
Yeah, I
Like
thought
he didn't
for
even
sure.
think
That
at
is
all.
where I think Chris, watching all season, knows that he's not shoving that light. That's
Right.
still a sick fold.
That was a B-mail fold.
It wasn't. I mean,
What are you looking at, Rob?
Raise to
stop looking at me, Swan.
raise to 2,400 by Chris Ward.
Chris raises with a Jack-7 suited.
I mean, why not? I would. I mean, you have to. At this level, you have to punish the blinds. But I mean, Corey has been known
Oh,
to.
he's tilting. He's tilting to the left.
I don't know about tilt. I think he's really thinking
No,
about
he's
it.
literally tilting his body.
Oh.
Chris takes it down.
He was on the syrup.
Sipping on that scissor, apparently.
1 minute left in the blinds.
Rob's smelling his armpit.
I don't know how Trent controls his laughter. Professional.
He's got a dealer poker face.
39.
Raise to 39.
He's got a pretty face.
Robert raises to 3,900.
3,900.
Rob
Button-
Raisin takes it down.
Button aggression.
Yep.
Button on Corey. Corey to act first.
Mine's a 4 and 8, right?
Lines are 4 and 8, 20 seconds.
That's a pretty huge raise. I mean,
Oh, I didn't realize.
3,900. It's.
He's like.
He's like, I'm winning this.
He's like, if someone jams, I guess it's just like
That's
whatever.
a pretty standard raise for Rob.
He was trying to commit himself to call
On
anything.
any level, it's always.
I mean, that could be a bad. I mean, if he runs into a bigger hand, that could be detrimental. When he could have.
He's done that several times this year. He's committed himself with huge over raises.
I just feel like Corey should always be raising.
Corey's got one better in the computer hand. Let's see if he stuffs it in.
No,
I mean, jam depending on his stack.
he's letting
He
it
has
go.
to jam. He's taking too long. He's
He's
gonna
letting
fold.
it go.
I mean, if you take this long and then jam, it's
Oh my
super
gosh,
weak.
the pump fake.
Oh,
Oh lordy.
I thought he was doing it.
I think I was feeling his pain through the monitor.
Chris calls 800.
Oh, and then the call.
Oh, why now? This is the spot he should have pumped up to 3,600 or whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now
None.
Chris has to bet this flop.
This is what we talked about earlier.
2,000
Exactly.
bet by
You
Chris
bet,
Ward.
and there's no calls that can't happen.
Plus, on a board like that, those are called orphan flops. Usually the first one to bet usually takes it on a paired board like that.
Why do they call that an orphan flop?
Because no one wants them.
I know. I just wanted you to say it.
I knew that was what you were doing.
It's true. I apologize to all the orphans out there.
Yeah, I mean,
Action on
That
Chris.
are actually watching this show.
from their computer at their house. Okay. Let's just stop right here. We're losing fans by the minute.
They're just waiting for Daddy Warbucks to come scoop him up. I understand.
Robert announces a raise.
Ooh, this is going to be interesting.
5,000 total.
That's a big raise. I guess if he has a plan, if he's committing himself to limit Corey's re-raise.
Well, I mean,
range,
I feel like, if you're gonna do that, you might as well just go all in.
Well, jam it. Right, exactly.
Because when you put an amount on it, I mean, especially if it's not covering.
He can't fold if Corey shoves after you put 5,000.
Well, definitely. I mean, that's what he's stating. But
is he ever betting that much to look like a bluff?
I don't think so.
Because there's no point.
Because it can't look like a bluff. Are you ever bluffing when you put most of somebody's stack in? Because you're never folding.
Let's see what he does here. He's got queens. Let's see what happens now.
He has to continue the trend. I mean, he can't.
We'll see if he
If he min raises, it's just so obvious.
35.
Robert raises to 3,500.
He goes from 3,900 to $5,000 to that.
Well, the blinds actually went up too in between there.
Okay.
So it makes it even worse.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to say.
Oh, Corey's hand's so pretty.
I think he might be thinking about something. I mean, this is like the 4th or 5th time that Rob has done this. And this is what I was talking about with Corey. How he plays so tight all games.
Corey folds.
That's a good fold. But that's a situation where he might do something and then you're like, what? You've waited this long.
Yeah, he's done it several times.
Do you think Corey picked up on the smaller raise size?
Possibly. I mean, he is a thinking player. I mean, I know he thinks about that type of stuff, but
I mean, the math might have been there.
It's just one of those things, like
Button on Corey.
Carry the X divided by. It's one of those things though that like I think Rob should be either jamming or just min raising. I don't think he or whatever his regular raise is. That 5K stuff is.
Will he do it with the 6?
He should.
Suited?
I think he should. I mean, you just get so few hands. You have to punish the blinds.
Especially
you
since if you run against Ace King, Ace Queen, like who cares? You're flipping. It happens.
Train doesn't like what we're saying.
Nope. So I'm done with these donks.
Chris Ward all in.
Maybe I'm super loud or something.
I really thought these guys were going to go fast with these 3 players.
I mean, I can understand Corey's maneuvering, but with Chris and Rob, it seems like you think the action will be pushed a little quicker.
Yeah.
Well, I just feel like every button in this scenario should be raising. It should just be known, like it's getting raised. Like your blinds are getting raised. You
think by 5 deuce still raised, or is there a cutoff?
There's a cutoff because it depends on the stacks too. Like I don't really know right now what Corey has, so it really depends. If he's at that point, you don't want to shove into somebody that can call super light because their stack's small.
I really wanted Rob to limp there and Corey to shove on him, just to see what would happen.
Well, that's one of those situations. Like, again, like.
But at least Rob was correct there, though.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
Instead of limping,
yeah, that's.
Limping's the worst.
Button on Robert.
Well, he's going to continue the trend. 5K.
48. 45.
Raised to 4,500 by Robert.
So I just don't get the varying raise sizes.
Do you think he remembers what his previous raise was? He just forgets.
I don't think he has like a set raise. I think he just
whatever.
He's one of those
whatever
players.
Whatever number jumps into his head.
So he's playing the heads-up online machine where that ball
12
lands on.
minutes, 30 seconds left in the blinds. Blinds are 500, 1,000.
We're going up here in a second. The blinds are going to be bigger.
Corey all in.
I doubt he's going to get a call here. I think
8,300.
Never get called.
83.
Wins the pot.
Shows 8-3.
83. We've got 98 now.
Well, 3-5 off, almost there.
Almost there. Now if it was a 3-8,
3-8 with train snap. Oh! I'm coming over the top. You hit me full.
It would be really awesome if there was like a system to put the bet sizes in.
Literally.
Like when somebody raises
Betting on
250,
Chris?
you can just hit 250 and it
Literally.
shows all those stacks.
For the button.
Like under here.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, this is.
Tony
Did he just call?
Limped?
He limped.
Robert calls.
You know, I don't mind
Corey
it.
checks his option.
I don't mind it, but I kind of do just because.
Uh-oh.
The only reason I mind it a little bit is because Corey never has raised when he's limped. You know, if he was frequently raising, then that would be awesome. But there's really for sure.
You should check now.
It,
Hold your chips, then check.
No, he's definitely committing himself to a bet now.
Corey
I feel like he's
bets
gonna blow him out of the
two-
pot.
See how hard he bet those? That's the classic tell
Robert
of.
announces a raise. 7 total.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
yeah, he was going with
Robert
it. With a
calls.
straight draw. He's going with it. I
In
knew
back
that.
door. See if the ace hurts him like it helped him earlier.
I don't mind it. I mean, he limped. No, that's that's irrelevant.
Yeah, it didn't change anything.
Robert votes up.
Good game, Corey.
That was a good one. 10 minutes, 30 seconds left in the blinds.
I farted in here just so you know.
You want to sit down and chat? Sure.
Chat over your shoulder.
I can hear everything.
And what heads up, y'all.
This is a heads-up battle. What are the stacks?
Can
Chris
we get
is
a
low.
quick count?
Just give us Chris's stack. I think that's all we really need. I'm feeling trained hates us.
Yeah, he just turned his headphones off. He's like, I'm tired of you guys.
Robert calls.
That'll be the last time I told him he has a pretty face.
Chris checks his option.
All right, let's do a lot of things. Number of hands or heads up.
It just depends on the stacks, but I'm thinking.
Well, who are we saying?
I'm thinking under 10 hands.
Hang on. Who wants to be loud?
Oh.
Chris folds.
All right, Boston. Think of a number, and Bob and I will bid on it.
Okay.
I
You
got
have
it. I got it.
All right.
Chris stacked first.
You go
5.
first. 10.
13.
15.
16.
Isn't it we call it under?
Yeah.
Under.
Boston was the magic number.
17.
Oh my.
Ship it.
That's all I do is lose bets.
Just
Chris
for-
raises to 3,500.
Just for fun, we'll keep track. This is hand number 2.
All right.
One too many.
One too many.
I just won $100
Fold.
off Bob Miller.
Dang it. I am the worst.
I'm the prop master.
And as a payday, Bobby just gave him a deck of gold-laced cards.
No $2 on it.
All right, this should definitely be.
Alright, this shit ain't fun.
Wow. Rob apparently gets heads up and tightens up.
Standard play as a poker player.
I mean,
All right, here's a question. Heads up, how often are you lipping the button?
Chris Ward in
limping the
small blind.
button? I probably won't. It usually will raise every button, and then
Are you ever folding it? How often are you folding versus limping?
I'm probably never folding.
Raise to.
It just depends on my opponent. It depends on what happens. Like
What
if
if you're
if they're really if they're playing like
Robert
like
calls.
is playing really tight, I'm gonna raise every button no matter what. Because the worst, I mean, they're gonna show you when they have a hand. They're gonna raise you. They're gonna be waiting. They're gonna keep folding like, oh, this sucks, and then raise you.
even if you're like a 2-to-1 dog
Yeah,
chip count?
yeah, I'm still raising.
Rob checks.
Just because they're
Chris
gonna
Ward
they're
on.
gonna
Chris
fold their
moves
stacks.
all in with Jack 7.
That was a mistake.
10,600 for Robert to call.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Robert calls.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a pair, and now he's.
This the fourth hand?
I said 7.
Ain't over yet, guys.
Oh no, he can still hit.
Oh yeah.
There's a little thing they call bink.
Jack 9.
Today, Judy.
9 on the river, I see it.
He ain't even gonna wait. Oh.
Uh-oh.
He says,
Outs.
He says, give me some outs.
Jack.
He said, give them
7.
outs. And
Nope.
that's it. That's the ball game.
Good night, sleep tight, folks.
This has been another installment of Chase the Bracelet with Trevor, Paul Boston, and Bobby Miller.
Congratulations to Rob for shipping it tonight.
All
Played a
right.
great game.
We'll see you all next week.
Much love.
Good game, guys.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna miss this once Sundays are no longer CTV night.
I'm not gonna be able to handle it.
I don't think so.
I'll be up here every Sunday on you guys' couch. BJ, what's for dinner?
We did, there was that one, we donated a game to somebody. Yeah, so I think at some point they're probably gonna make good on it.
What do you mean donated again?
There's for the Akron Food Bank, there's a place called
Crown Point.
Crown Point, and it was in an auction.
It's an organic farm in Bath, Ohio, that donates food to the Akron Food Bank.
Okay.
And they have a live auction every year to raise money, and so we donated a live broadcast over game.
Oh, okay.
And it sold for like, I don't know, $500 or $600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we don't get any money at all.
No,
It's
yeah.
the organization.
General, that's awesome.
The people who are on the committee will all make the food, and then Crown Point will provide the beer and wine.
That's kind of nice about that.
Yeah.
And then we just need to get the people who won to pick a date.
Yeah. No, I don't think we contacted them the last couple months either.
No, I sent you that email to revise.
Actually, I'm gonna send them over to this tonight's game.
Okay.
Let me know.
I'm here for you guys. Another great night of dealing.
Won't quit till you fire me.
Well, then I'm gonna need when you're
95. Can't even shuffle no more. Eventually you're gonna have to buy me an automatic shuffle.
Seriously.
Just put it at the table.
Whatever works.
All right, gentlemen, I'll see you later. Michael.